20. Tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers take on the New York Mets at Miller Park. We're going to see that's where this game is going to be taking place. All the broadcast modes are on. The show theme is on. Quick counts off. Retractable roof closed because it's too cold. It was snowing here in Wisconsin. There's your lineups for today. And we are going to get going here pretty soon. Matchup of 7-4 teams between the Brewers and the Mets. Brewers coming off of a 2-game losing streak. They lost 2 against Cincinnati in a quick series. And the Mets splitting a series with the Houston Astros coming into Miller Park to continue their road trip. An 8-game homestand is where we're starting out here. Here in Milwaukee, Brewers are going to start out with the Mets for 4. See Christian Yelich. He's going to face off against Noah Syndergaard, who's going to be starting here tonight. A great matchup. And we're glad you are with us here tonight. Freddie Peralta is set to start this game. His 3rd start of the season. He's 1-0 on the season. 11 innings pitched, 5 hits. He's been playing really well this season. He went deep into that game against Philadelphia back a week from today. And Ahmed Rosario is going to lead us off here. Here's the pitch from Peralta. It misses upstairs. We're glad you're with us here in Milwaukee. Brewers 7-4 on the season. It says they're 3rd in the NL Central, but they're a big logjam at the top, actually. 4 teams with 7-4 records coming into tonight. And there's a pitch that misses. It's 1-1. So apparently that first pitch was a strike. Looked like it might have missed, but what do I know, apparently. 1-1 pitch from Peralta. Misses inside. It's 2-1. Rosario, he's got a 156 average. Not what you like to see out of someone in the leadoff hole. But there's another ball, and it's 3-1. Only 2 walks, 2 doubles, 11 strikeouts. So needs to pick up the pace here for the leadoff man here for the Mets. As Peralta works himself back to a full count here in the 1st inning. So a little shaky start here for Freddie Peralta, his 2nd start at home this season. Here's the full count pitch. Swing and a miss, and he gets Rosario to start out this game. Good fastball right at the knees. Rosario can't keep up with it. And he is down on strikes, and that's how the game will start for the New York Mets. Now I'll bring up J.D. Davis. He takes the ball on the outside corner. Davis has 5 walks on the season. That leads this team. Here's the 1-0. Thought about going around on that pitch that just grazed the outside corner, but he holds back just in time, and it's 2-0. And the pitch fouls that one away, 2-1. Good sized crowd here in Milwaukee. See a few orange hats out there. And that one's on the bottom of the corner. Rusty Valentine is your home plate umpire. Jerry Hillside is at first. 2-2 pitch, just a bit inside, and the count runs full on back-to-back batters here for Peralta. Asking a little bit about where that one missed. Doesn't hurt to ask. Just gonna take a deep breath, compose himself, get ready for the full count pitch here on Davis. Here it is. There's a grounder over to Arcia. It bobbles it briefly, but he'll make the throw. Plenty of time to get Davis, and that's out number 2.
Batting 3rd.
Here's how the Mets line it up tonight. Ahmad Rosario, J.D. Davis, Jeff McNeil as the top 3rd. Pete Alonso, former home run derby champion, is batting 4th. Michael Conforto, Yoenis Cespedes, Jake Maresnik, Tomas Nido, and Noah Syndergaard rounding it out. And here comes the hot hitting Jeff McNeil. He is off to a very fast start here for the Mets, batting .452, 4 home runs. 6 RBIs. He's been doing it all as he swings and misses. And it's 1-1. It's a fastball that misses out. It's 2-1. McNeil had a solo home run on Wednesday. Had a double on Tuesday. There's 11 runs scored. That's third in the NL. As he drives that one foul. Comes the 2-2 pitch from Peralta. Strike three looking. And that will do it for the Mets here in the first. So a 1-2-3 inning for Peralta. Yeah, you bet. Hold up that backwards K sign. It works. You flip it around, it's a strikeout swinging. So 2-for-1 special on that sign. Noah Syndergaard is going to get the start for the Mets here. His third game of the season. Took the loss last Thursday against the Nationals. 5.73 ERA. Has 11 strikeouts on the season. Controlling the zone very well, with those only having 2 walks.
Leading off for the Brewers.
But he has given up the most runs in this starting rotation. He's going to face off against Lorenzo Cain to start off the inning. And that one misses inside. It's 1-0. 99 right on the black. Mets with a 7-4 record. Like I mentioned earlier, they split a quick 2-game series against Houston on Tuesday and Wednesday. Here comes the 1-0 to Cain. Fouls that one off. It's 1-1. So Cain had his hit streak snapped in Tuesday night's game, just like a lot of Brewers did. Brewers only able to muster 2 hits against the Reds. Trevor Bauer throwing a really good game, giving up just 1 hit in 7 innings of work. And Cain takes that one low and away, and it's 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Cain. And there's a little fly ball to left field. Room for Cespedes, and he'll make the catch, and it's out number 1. Here's how the Brewers stack up tonight. Cain, Yelich, Hira at the top. And then it'll be Avisail Garcia, Ryan Braun, Omar Narvaez. And then Brock Holt's going to get the start over at third base. Orlando Arcia and Freddie Peralta rounding it out for Craig Counsell's 9. As Christian Yelich steps up to the plate. Did have a hit against the Reds. He takes a strike. Well, it's trying to get it back into the groove here. Struggled against the Reds. There's the 0-1, and that's inside. 1-1. Brewers looking to bounce back. Lost back-to-back games against the Reds after winning 5 straight. There's the 1-1 to Yelich, and that one's at the top of the zone. It's 1-2. So pretty wide zone by Valentine here tonight. A lot of borderline pitches are being called strikes. So got to be aggressive there. Here's the 1-2, and he fights that one off. We'll do it again. Syndergaard, just kind of a short little wind-up. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one is deep to right center, and you can forget about that one. That is gone. Christian Yelich busts out of a slump in a major way. A home run to right, and the Brewers are up 1-0 here in the first. That guy's a proud jar of the Wisconsin State. Yelich, 3rd home run of the season. Got an off-speed pitch right at the knees, and he did not miss it whatsoever. Right off the bat, he knew that one was gone, and so did Syndergaard. Not thrilled by his handiwork there, and that'll bring up Keston Hira, who's had a great last 6 games. Snapped his hitting streak last night on Tuesday. As you can see, they're batting .417 in his last 6 games, and that's even with a going over on Tuesday. And he takes a strike. Hira almost had that hit streak extended on Tuesday. Diving catch robbed him of his hit in the 9th. Otherwise, he'd been on his hitting streak as well. Hira leads the team in RBIs with 9. And that's a swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes for out number 2.
Batting
That'll make way for Avisail Garcia.
Garcia.
Well, Hira strikes out, but he's been known to get his hits later in games and when it matters the most. There's Garcia. Slider is in there. First 4-game hitting streak for him. Had a double on Tuesday against the Reds. He's at 99 home runs, so next one's going to be going to make him triple digits here. And he's just missing on that inside corner on that sinker, and it's 1-1 on Garcia. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Little dribbler up the middle and for a base hit. So a 2-out hit for Garcia, and that'll extend his hitting streak to 5 games. So longest hitting streak on the team right now. Good piece of hitting there with 1-1 count.
Ryan. Raw.
And the Brewers have a 2-out base runner. As you can hear my associate producer barking at me. Bring up Ryan Braun. He had the other hit against the Reds on Tuesday with a double. Just batting over 205 on the season. Comes the 1-0. And he hits that one to right. But Confronto is there to make the out. But Christian Yelich gets the Brewers on the board with this mammoth solo shot. And the Brewers lead 1-0 after 1.
Leading off for the Mets.
Pete Alonso leads off the inning for the Mets. Led the league in home runs last season. My microphone falls down. Sorry about that. And apparently my laptop just went to airplane mode. So Alonso fouls that one away. He's down the count 1-0. Sorry about any muffled noises there. Curveball misses, 1-1. Make sure everything's connected properly. Otherwise, this is just a huge waste of time for everybody. Inside, 2-1. Alonso winning the home run derby last year. Led the league in home runs as a rookie. Here's the 2-1. That's in there for a strike. Just find the most fascinating thing about Alonso here. And here's the 2-2. And that one's a fly ball to right. Yelich is going to have plenty of room to make the play, and he does for out number 1. So here's how the defense stacks up for the Brewers tonight. Garcia, Kane, and Yelich in the outfield. That's been the same every game this year. Brock Holt's getting the start over at third in place of Jerko. Arcia, Hira, Braun finish out the rest of the infield, and Omar Narvaez is behind home plate. That brings up Michael Conforto, batting .244 on the season. Has 3 home runs. He has struck out 13 times. That leads the Mets. Looks like Narvaez wants something up. Here's the pitch, and that one misses inside. It's 2-0. Well, Pete Alonso, as I was alluding to, on a 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss. Won the home run derby. He made more money doing that than he did all last year as his salary for the Mets. So there you go, kids. Hit some dingers and win the home run derby. It'll pay off. Fly ball to left. We had a bit of a shift on, but Garcia looks like he's underneath it and he'll make the play, and that's out number 2.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 52, Yoenis Cespedes.
So Yoenis Cespedes steps in, banged .306 on the season, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. He swings and misses at that inside fastball. Look at the shift going on here. Looking for him to pull that one. Braun playing about the middle of the right side there, just in case. Here's the 0-1. And there's one over to Braun. He's going to make the play, flip it over to Peralta. Steps on first, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Freddie Peralta. So 6 up.
The center fielder, number 16.
Wait a second.
Jake
What's going on here?
Marisnick.
Why is he on? What happened? Did he miss the bag? We're getting into some weird territory here, folks, because that looked like a very good play. Cespedes should have been out. I don't know what happened there. It's happened in Cincinnati as well, where a really routine play does not go for an out. So you hope something weird doesn't happen here. So here's the pitch to Jake Marisnick, center fielder for the Mets. He's got a 2-0 count already. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one catches the corner, so it's 2-1. So I'm at a loss of words here, folks. Like, I don't know what's going on. That is pretty crazy. There's been a lot of weird plays happening over at first. All of them involving Ryan Braun. It's very frustrating for Craig Counsell. Here's the pitch, and that one misses, so it's 3-1. So just like that, we go from probably a 1-2-3 inning, not even probably, it should have been a 1-2-3 inning. Everything looked pretty well in order there. 3-1 pitch, and that's fouled away, so it's a full count. Cespedes is going to get a head start with 2 outs. See what Freddie Peralta has in order here for the Mets center fielder. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and there's no doubt about that one. A strikeout for Peralta. Third strikeout of the game. Yeah, flip that thing around the other way. So it wasn't a hit. It wasn't an error. I don't even know what to call it. I guess we'll find out in the game summary later. Omar Narvaez leads it off here for the Brewers, batting .400 on the season, among the league leaders. 3 RBIs on the season, has 6 doubles already. He's been just hitting the cover off the ball. Had his hitting streak snapped in Cincinnati, but looking to get another one going here for the Brewers. There's the 0-1 pitch on its way from Syndergaard, and that one's in the hole. Nice play by McNeil, and he'll make the out for out number 1. So a nice diving play by McNeil there.
The third baseman.
And that gets Narvaez. Ball in the hole. Gets a good glove on it. From one knee, makes a good composed throw, and it's 1 out here for the Brewers. Brock Holt get the start here. In place of Jed Jerko. Takes a strike, 0-1. And it looks like Noah Syndergaard, the trainer's out there. And it looks like Syndergaard is going to come out of this game. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
kind of a rough start for Syndergaard. And that's going to make way for Paul Sewald.
Number 51, Paul Sewald.
So after 1 pitch to Holt, some discomfort. And it looks like I have to go to the bullpen here, so I'll give him some time to warm up. Give you the line on Sewald here as Holt takes another strike, 0-2. So third game for Sewald. That one misses inside, 1-2. He's pitched 4 innings, only given up 1 run. That was a home run. So hoping to get some innings out of his bullpen here, and Brock Holt goes down on strikes, and there's 2 away.
Batting 8.
Bring up Orlando Arcia. 6 RBIs on the season, 4 of those coming in Philadelphia on the road trip. And that one misses. It's 1-0. Fouled back into the netting, and that's 1-1. Arcia having a good start to the season here. Batting .229. Hope to get that batting average up a little bit. He swings and misses at that slider, and it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch to Arcia, and that one's over to Rosario. He'll make the play, and a scoop from Alonso, and it's out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for the Brewers. That guy's dancing for a 3-out inning, I guess, and not even close to October, but apparently it's Brewtober time. Brewers still lead 1-0.
Leading off for the Mets,
Tomas Nido
the catcher.
will lead off for the Mets.
Tomas Nido.
Still looking for his first hit of the season. And takes one down low. So 1-0 count. Only has one official at bat on the season. So he's 0 for 1 on the season. 2-0 count. That misses as well. So Peralta down in the count right away. Gonna have to climb back here on the Mets backstop. And that one misses as well. So 4 straight pitches to Nido. And it's a leadoff walk here for the Mets.
The pitcher, Paul Sewald.
We'll see what the Mets manager does. He will have Sewald hit. Yes, this is a bunting situation, trying to get Nido over to second. But not a guarantee here. He's showing bunt, and it's popped up. Peralta makes the catch, and the runner will have to stay at first. So kind of the drawback when you have a relief pitcher in there hitting. He doesn't get in those situations very often, mostly because he's a relief pitcher. So even getting the bunt down can be challenging. And he pops out, and there's out number 1. And the top of the order comes back up. Ahmed Rosario takes a strike. Went hitless against the Astros. Here's the next pitch, and that's in there at the top of the zone. It's quickly 0-2. On the Mets shortstop. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's ripped down the line, heads up on the crowd there. And it's 0-2 still. Pitch misses, it's 1-2. And there's a fly ball to center. Kane is underneath it. And he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, third baseman, J.D. Davis.
So J.D. Davis steps in with 2 outs, runner on first. Grounded out to short his last at bat. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. This is a Mets team that hasn't seen a lot of walks, only 31 on the season. Davis leads the team with 5. But they are hitting a lot of home runs as he swings and misses at that one. Curveball on the outside corner. It's 1-2. 20 home runs hit by this Mets team. That's tied for 3rd in the majors. And there's a foul ball, 1-2. So with the long ball, they're never out of it. In a situation like this, Davis, he has 2 home runs on the season, can put his team up pretty quickly. Fastball just misses on the outside corner, and it's 2-2. There's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Peralta gets his 4th strikeout of the game. And he strands a runner over at first. Determination behind those eyes. Good fastball. Davis can't catch up. Brewers lead by 1.
Leading off for the Brewers, the pitcher, Freddie Peralta.
So Freddie Peralta leads off the 3rd here for the Brewers. He swings and misses at that one, and it's 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch, and that misses 1-1. So Sewald's only pitched 4 innings this season, and he's only in 2 games, so kind of a long reliever for the Mets here. Faces his opposing pitcher, 1-1 pitch, just misses inside. It's 2-1. Sewald hasn't pitched in over a week. Pitched last Thursday against Washington, went 1 2/3. Had a walk and a strikeout. 2-1 to Peralta is in there for a strike. 2-2 pitch, called strike 3, and Peralta is down on strikes for out number 1. Look at the standings there. Mets are a game and a half behind Atlanta there. Miami at 8-6. Philadelphia at 5-8, and the reigning World Series champions at 4-8, 5 games back. It's still early, but always good to know where you are in the standings. The Nationals will tell you that. When they faced the Brewers back in April, they were a few games under 500. They're looking like they were not going to go anywhere. They had the worst bullpen in the majors. And then they came on strong starting in June. Went on a run, got the number 1 wild card, beat these Brewers in that game. Kane takes the ball on the outside. It's 2-1. And go on to win the World Series. So standings, you got to pay attention to them, but they don't mean everything this early in the season. Brewers and the Mets both playing their 12th game of the season. Here's the 2-2 to Kane, and that's a called strike 3 right at the top of the zone. Kane's going to just argue for posture's sake, but a good pitch.
Now batting, right fielder.
Right at the number, right over the plate. And there's quickly 2 outs. And now bring up Christian Yelich. Had the solo home run back in the first. As he faces Sewald here, he fouls that one away. It's 0-1. To Yelich, inside for a ball. Yelich finally breaking out of a little bit of a slump. Didn't have a hit against the Reds. And first at bat against the Mets. Gets a home run. He taps that one in front of the plate. And that is going to be an out. So 3 up and 3 down for Sewald here in the 3rd. After 3, Brewers still lead by 1. Jeff McNeil steps in for his second at-bat of the game. He struck out looking in the first. This is a bat that has been on fire for these Mets. Batting .452 coming in today. Leads the team with 4 home runs. Takes the ball there in the dirt. See, had the whole solo home run yesterday. Another ball inside. So Peralta being careful here. 2-0 pitch. And that one's ripped foul. 2-1. 2-1 pitch to McNeil. And that one's hit over to Holt. He's got it off the hop and makes the play over to first for out number 1.
Now batting, the first baseman.
I'll bring up Pete Alonso.
Alonso.
See, got a little jam shot there. Hits it over on the left side. Brewers playing him to pull it, but Holt in perfect position for the grounder. Make the play. As Pete Alonso steps up, we got a little bit of a shift on for him as well. And he hits that one back to Holt. Holt's going to step and throw. And there's out number 2. So just like that, 2 up and 2 down for Freddie Peralta.
The right fielder, number 30, Michael Conforto.
And Michael Conforto will take his chances here with Peralta here in the 4th. This inning's gone by so quickly, didn't even have a chance to do my trivia question. The trivia question for tonight, as we'll see what the first pitch is, swing and a miss. Who are the Brewers going to receive in the botched Carlos Gomez trade with the Mets back in 2015? So the Brewers are going to get 2 players in that Carlos Gomez deal. That didn't go through. Who are they going to get? That's your trivia question for the night. There's a curveball in the dirt. It's 1-1. Kind of an infamous trade in Major League Baseball. A lot of people reporting that it was going to happen, and Gomez was on his way to the Mets, and so much happening right at the deadline, and then it just fell through. And there's a grounder, or actually a line drive right to Arcia, who's playing in the shift. And he'll make the grab for the final out of the inning. So 3 up and 3 down for Peralta. Should have 9 up, 9 down, but something weird happened. We go to the bottom of the inning. Castanera steps in. He struck out in the first.
The second baseman,
Going to get back on track. 0 in Cincinnati. 0 for 1 here tonight with a strikeout and just 3 pitches. Pitch from Seawald's in there for a strike. 0-1. Here's been coming through in the clutch for these Brewers. As you see there, 8 RBIs in the last 5 games. That's the last 2 series. Giving his team the lead, putting his team in contention. Has 1 home run in there. That was on Thursday, a week ago, against the Phillies. As he swings and misses, it's 1-2. Just hope that he can start hitting at home. That's kind of been the big thing for him. All these hits coming on the road. Here's the 1-2. And that one just misses inside. Looked like a good changeup that could have got the corner. Seawald not too happy about that one. He barks at the umpire just a little bit. But he directs it as catcher, not to draw attention to the fact that he's yelling at the umpire. Comes the 2-2 to Hira. That one misses outside, so Hira's worked the count full. Here in the 4th, Brewers are getting a solo home run from Christian Yelich. Only scoring that's happened in this game so far. Full count pitch from Seawald, and Hira drives that one to right. Going back, and that's over the head of Conforto. Hira's going to make it to second, and the Brewers have a base runner here with nobody out in the 4th. As we take a look at the replay very quickly. Slider that rises in the zone over the head of Conforto. They'll play it off the wall, and Hira is on with a leadoff double. And that's going to bring up Avaciel Garcia with runner in scoring position. There's a slider that's in there for a strike. Saw the quick graphic there. Got a pitcher already warming up for the Mets. I believe that was Justin Wilson warming up. Here's the 0-1. And there's a fly ball to center field. Marisnick's there. He will make the play, and that's out number 1. Here is going to be tagging from second, and he is in there. He throws wide of the bag. The Brewers have a runner at third with 1 out.
The first baseman, number 8, Ryan Braun.
And Ryan Braun is up to bat. Runner at third, just needs something on that right side. Looks like the Mets are playing back. They'll give up the run for the out. And that one's a changeup inside, and it's 0-1. Just down low, 1-1. Braun flying out to right in his last at-bat. Here's the 1-1 to Braun. Check swing, but it's going to slide in there. That's why it's called a slider for a strike, and it's 1-2. There's the 1-2 pitch from Braun. He hits that one deep to center field. Marisnick's back. That should be deep enough to score Hira. Hira tags, and he is going to be in there, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead. So good piece of hitting by Braun. Gets the sacrifice fly.
Omar Narvaez.
It's going to be the first RBI of the season for Ryan Braun. Keston Hira scores, and it's 2-0 here with 2 outs in the 4th. Narvaez takes one inside. It's 1-0. So Narvaez grounds out his last at-bat. That brings his average below 400. But nothing to be ashamed of there. It's hard to maintain a 400 average. And there's a slider that hits the corner, and it's 1-1. Narvaez, a little flare to left field, and that is down for a base hit. So Narvaez staying hot any way he can. Gets a single with 2 outs here in the 4th, and that's going to bring up Brock Holt.
Now batting.
Well, inside-out shot. He's been chasing a lot of those inside pitches, jamming himself. You know, and ultimately striking out, but on that one, he's able to put some bat on it. And flares that one for a base hit as Brock Holt steps in. 1-0 count. Struck out his first at bat. He's 1 for 6 on the season. Getting the start in place of Jed Jerko. Jerko had 1 hit in the last 6 games, so giving Holt a chance here. He takes a strike, 1-1. Here's the pitch, and that misses down low, 2-1. Arcia on deck, followed by the pitcher's spot, Freddie Peralta. That one's fouled away, so the count's evened up at 2. Here's the pitch from Sewald, and that misses upstairs, 3-2. Narvaez going to get a head start here. See what he can do with the head start. Base hits, he'll get to third. In the gap, might have a chance to score. Home run, he definitely will score. Let's see what Sewald offers here to Holt here. Full count pitch. And that is down the line. Alonso has it. He'll step on the bay. And now retire the side. So the Brewers get a run on the sac fly from Ryan Braun. After 4, they lead by 2. Oh no, are we going to go to Heidi? I'm sorry, Heidi, alright. So Heidi was going to give us the answer to the trivia question. We can't hear her, that's a shame. So I'll do the answer here. But the question was, who were the Brewers going to receive in the botched Carlos Gomez trade with the Mets in 2015? Excuse me. And the answer is Zach Wheeler and Wilmer Flores. So they were going to get a young starting pitcher. They're going to get a young utility infielder, trying to rebuild their roster a little bit with Carlos Gomez. But that ultimately didn't come through as Peralta starts out. Cespedes here with a strike. A great story, actually, behind all of that. There was actually a story on MLB.com about how this trade didn't go through. I think a lot had to do with the Mets and Brewers playing today. Cespedes swings through that one. It's 0-2. So they get this trade going. It happens during the day. Brewers were actually on their way back from a road trip, and the Mets were playing at home, and it was announced that Wilmer Flores, as there's a rip up the middle and a base hit for Cespedes to start out the 5th. And there's a lot of word going on. The crowd is on their phones. They hear that there's a trade, and Wilmer Flores is going to get traded. And Flores is getting standing ovations when he's up to bat, and then he gets pulled, and you can see there's tears in his eyes. You know, pretty sad that he's leaving the Mets. And then turns out, as Marisnik is up to bat, he fouls that one away. And it turns out that Carlos Gomez had a bit of a hip injury. Wasn't hindering him too much, but the Mets said they weren't going to clear him in a physical, so they decided to pass on the trade. They actually said the trade is null. So Flores is in the dugout. He's in the clubhouse even, and they say that the trade's not going through. And there was a lot of talk that the reason it didn't go through was because Flores showed so much emotion being traded. But it was really more because the Mets weren't going to clear Gomez on the physical, as Marisnik is down on strikes for out number 1.
The catcher, number 3.
So what the Brewers would have gotten in that trade with Zach Wheeler, since 2015 when that trade was scheduled to happen, Wheeler was actually coming off arm surgery. So there was a lot of questions about like if that was even the best move, because taking a young guy coming off of a arm surgery, would that be, that's a pretty big risk. You never know if that's going to come up again, if he's going to be back to the form that he was in before the surgery. And I think it's looking at the numbers here. Since 2015, Zach Wheeler, he went 26-22, 4.1 ERA, 455 strikeouts, gave up 51 home runs. So, probably a middle-of-the-road. As Nito pops one to center, Kane is getting underneath it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So probably would have been a solid bottom-of-the-rotation starter for the Brewers, and that's what he was for the Mets as well. And then you look at Wilmer Flores, who the Brewers would have also received, a young infielder, probably wouldn't have made the way for Orlando Arcia or any of the other infielders for the Brewers at this time. As the pitcher, Paul Sewald, is back in there for his second at-bat of the game. Flores has batted .271, 70 home runs, 248 RBIs. So a solid hitter for an infielder, excuse me. So it probably would have worked out for the short time being. Excuse me. Just trying to get the hiccups here. Sewell down 1-2. And that one misses 2-2. So, I mean, some pretty solid players. Maybe not as impactful for the Brewers when you look at the numbers and what happened. As Sewald, the relief pitcher, is going to get a base hit, and that's going to keep this inning going for the Mets. So, good piece of hitting by the opposing pitcher. And runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the 5th. And that's his first major league hit. Of course it would be. He's a relief pitcher. Why would he get a hit? And as an opposing pitcher, a starter, why would you even give him the chance to get a hit? So the Brewers, you know, they could have maybe dodged a bullet. When you look at where those two players are now, Wheeler, he's playing with the Phillies. He didn't face the Brewers last week when they were in town. And Wilmer Flores now with the Giants. And as Ahmad Rosario is in, Sewald over at first, Cespedes over at second. Cespedes getting the first hit for the Mets here in the game. Top of the 5th, here's the pitch, swing, and a miss on the changeup, got him out in front, and it's 1-1. So, it's just crazy how some things worked out, because when there's a base hit to right field, Yelich has got it right away, runners coming around to score, throws coming in, not in time, Cespedes is going to score, and that's an RBI single from Ahmad Rosario, and the Mets cut this lead in half.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Good piece of hitting, taking that outside pitch to right field. Yelich is on it right away, but Cespedes, going with 2 outs from second, is going to score easily, and that's going to bring up J.D. Davis, 0 for 2 on the game. Good curveballs in there for a strike. So yeah, we'll talk about where Gomez did go. Talk about what the Brewers ended up getting. And I think in the long run it worked out a lot better for the Brewers, as you'll see. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That misses upstairs 1-1. Kind of goes into the don't start a story with 2 outs, you know, kind of deal. So I'll wait till the bottom half of the inning to talk about who the Brewers got for Gomez later in the deadline. As there's a foul ball ripped down the left field side, and it's 1-2 on J.D. Davis. 1-2 pitch from Peralta, and that's a grounder over to Holt. He's going to make the throw over to first, and that will retire the side for the Mets. So the Mets do get a run off of 3 hits, and the Brewers, they still lead 2-1. As my associate producer, not too thrilled by any of this, apparently. Orlando Arcia steps into the box, takes the ball upstairs. Justin Wilson, Luis Familia, getting warmed up in the Mets bullpen there. Arcia grounded up to short his last at-bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Sewald, and that's a rip down the line, but foul. So talking about what the Brewers did get for Carlos Gomez, I think they did pretty well in that deal. Arcia takes one upstairs. In that deal, so Carlos Gomez eventually gets traded to the Houston Astros. And along with Gomez, Mike Fiers also goes, as there's a little tapper in front of the mound. Sewald's got it. Make the throw over first, and there's out number 1. So probably the cornerstone player of that deal is Josh Hader. So already looking pretty good, exchanging an outfielder and a starting pitcher. You get Josh Hader, who's been an integral part to this bullpen as Eric Sogard's going to pinch hit for the Brewers here in the 5th. And that one's in there for a strike. So Freddie Peralta's done here after 5 innings. He gives up 3 hits. Gives up just the 1 run. So they get Josh Hader. They also get Domingo Santana, who was a big part of that Brewers playoff run. And there's a ball into the hole, and that's going to be dove for. And a great play by the second baseman, with Sewald covering. And there's quickly 2 outs here in the inning. Nice diving play by McNeil. Second play he's made over at the second base. And there's quickly 2 outs here in the 5th. And then they also get Adrian Hauser in that trade. So some pretty key players that the Brewers got in that trade. So looking like it really paid off for them in the long run. They also got a 4th player. Oh, they got Brett Phillips. Brett Phillips. Here's the 0-0 to Kane. That's in there for a strike. Brett Phillips in that trade came over. A very a high prospect comes in. And then in the Mike Moustakas trade is the piece of that one. He's kind of the key one for making that deal happen. So all the players that the Brewers got in that Carlos Gomez, Mike Fiers trade ended up being pretty pivotal pieces. As there's a called strike 3 on Kane. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Sewald. So a lot of key pieces for the Brewers coming just from a botched trade. After 5, Brewers still lead 2-1. Well, Alex Claudio is going to step in. He's going to take over for Freddie Peralta here in the 6th. So Peralta in line to get the win here still. And Jeff McNeil steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. But as we have talked about, a dangerous hitter at the plate. Takes a strike, changeup that hits the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Neil, a draft pick for these New York Mets back in 2013. 0-1 pitch from Claudio, and that one's fouled away. It's 0-2. Good throw by Valentine. Threw him the splitter that time, it looked like. 0-2 pitch from Claudio in the dirt, 1-2. So Claudio in here, his 2 of the 3 batters are going to be lefties. And as we've talked about, the new MLB rule, pitchers have to come in and face at least 3 batters. So counts will play in the numbers here. He's going to face at least 2 lefties, so he's got the matchup advantage. Here's the 1-2. And there's a grounder up the middle, but Arcia is there. Oh, and it's going to go off his glove, and that is going to be a leadoff base runner. And that's going to be an error on Arcia. So that's his first error of the season. Ball right to him. Not much excuse on that one. Right off the heel of the glove. And the Mets have their leadoff man on in the 6th. And I'll bring up the dangerous hitter, Pete Alonso. He's got 4 home runs on the season. He leads the team in RBIs with 12. And Alex Claudio is going to have to be very careful here. Here's the pitch. And that one's grounded down the line. Holt's got it. He's going to make a back-footed throw, and he's going to get Alonso at first. So the Brewers get the out. And that's 1 away in the 6th. So only play was to first. And Brock Holt made a great play. Backhanded, back foot. And there's 1 away here, and that'll bring up Michael Conforto. 0 for 2. 2 flyouts here in the game. Runner on second. 1 out, and there's a strike. See Conforto have a very good average with runners in scoring position, batting over 400. But is facing a lefty here. Let's see what Claudio has for him with the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes, and that's a hit over to Hira. He's going to knock it down and not be in time to get the out, but it does save a run. So a base hit by Conforto. Runners at the corners, and that's going to do it for Claudio. And I'll bring up Corbin Burns.
Number
He's going to
39,
come up with
Torres.
2 on and 1 out here
Burns.
in the 6th inning. Burns in his 9th appearance already this season. He's 1-0 on the season. And he starts out Cespedes with a fastball that misses. So 1 for 2 on the game for Cespedes. Still don't know what happened and why he got on base in the 2nd. But he's on with runners at the corners here. And that's a fastball that misses, 2-0. Burns last pitched on Monday. Gave up the grand slam that ended up putting the Brewers out of reach against the Reds. There's the 2-0 pitch, and that's ripped foul. And last outing, Burns did not record an out. Gave up the 4 runs. So looking to bounce back here against the Mets. 2-1 pitch to Cespedes. Curveball that's in there at the outside part of the plate, and it's quickly 2-2. Crowd getting to their feet, making a little noise. Two-two pitch to Cespedes. Called strike 3 right at the knees. Got him looking on that one. Getting a little confirmation from the home plate umpire. A very good pitch. Almost like a sinking fastball that just got in there. Cespedes was not looking for that one, you could definitely tell. And there's 2 away here for Jake Marisnick, who's striking out twice this game, and he flies one to right field. Yelich is right there, and that will do it. So the Mets get 2 on, they leave them there. Burns comes in to close it down in the 6th. Fans are happy, even Mets fans who just saw their team go down. That guy's praying for the Brewers score more runs. And after 5.5, Brewers still lead by 1. So Urias Familia is in for the 6th. 6th game of the season, has an ERA just under 6.
Leading off
2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's given up 1 home run on the season. And Christian Yelich is going to lead off the 6th here for the Brewers. Yelich had the solo home run back in the 1st. Got the Brewers on the board right away. Brewers would then get a 2nd run on the Ryan Braun sac fly in the 4th. Mets would cut it in half. Get an RBI single from Ahmed Rosario in the 5th, and that's where we are now. Here's the 1-0 to Yelich, and that misses outside, 2-0. Familia last pitched on Tuesday against Houston, only won 1/3 of an inning, just to close out one of the innings. Mets would lose that one 1-0. They won yesterday, so get a split of the series there as Yelich rips it down the line, and the count's even at 2. And Mets went on a hitting spree against Houston on Wednesday. A swing and a miss. Yelich chased that inside pitch, and there's 1 away.
Up next for Milwaukee.
And that game against Houston, Rosario was the only one that did not get a hit. As they hung up a few runs on the Astros as Keston Hiura steps in. Had the double his last at bat. That one misses inside, 1-0. Had the double over Conforto's head. Scored on the Ryan Braun sac fly. Here's the 1-0 pitch in the dirt. 2-0. Justin Wilson still warming up. Brad Brock warming up as well now. So a little lefty-righty combo going on for the Mets. Here's the 2-0 to Hiura. Way outside. Nito doesn't even try to get that one. Figures it's just faster if the umpire throws one back to the pitcher and some ball boy can go get that one. It's 3-0 on Hiura. And that one's down the middle, so it's 3-1. Hiura looking for something to drive here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Driven down the left side, but Davis is there. He'll make the play for out number 2.
Now batting, the left fielder.
Stung it pretty well, but just right at J.D. Davis. And I'll bring up Avisail Garcia. He had a single in the first. Extended his hitting streak. Brewers had 2 hits in the game on Tuesday against the Reds, both of them doubles. One from this man right here. And it's 0-1. You see, the last 3 games, he's been hitting exceptionally well, batting over 500. Looking to keep that train going. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's a drive to left field. Cespedes is back, but plenty of room for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Familia. After 6, Brewers still lead by 1. Tomas Nido is going to step up to the plate here in the top of the 7th. He's going to face Corbin Burns, who's in for his 2nd inning of work. Burns only went through 6 pitches, so a lot of gas left in the tank. Misses there 1-0. Nido leading off here, then the pitcher's spot comes up. Top of the order with Rosario, who had the RBI single. And there's a strike at the top of the zone. It's 1-1. Corey Knebel, David Phelps, both warming up here in the 7th here for the Brewers. Figure if anyone gets into trouble, Phelps will probably take the 7th. Knebel should be your 8th inning man. Main thing, keep the lead where it is and bring up Josh Hader in the 9th. So Corbin Burns is up 1-2 here on Nido. And the pitch, and that one's fouled away. And Burns was a very effective bullpen arm, just like most of these guys have been. Here's the 1-2 swing and a miss. Got him at that high pitch. And Nido is down on strikes. And that is out number 1.
Now batting, the pitcher.
Good pitch. Got him to chase that fastball at the top of the zone. Those pitches look very meaty when they come in, but they're hard to hit.
Number 24, Robinson Cano.
And Robinson Cano is going to pinch hit here for the Mets. And that's in there for a strike. So Cano on the season. He's batting .250, has 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, has a double, but has struck him out 5 times. So kind of in a platoon type situation, but mostly coming off the bench as he rips that one foul, and he's quickly down 0-2. .0-2 pitch. Tried to get him to chase the fastball at 96, and that misses for a ball. So the Brewers bullpen had a rough go of it on Monday. Giving up a lot of runs. Their ERA as a group went up, but they bounced back on Tuesday. Didn't give up any runs. They would go 5 innings in that game. Didn't give up any runs. And there's another strikeout by Burns, and Cano is so mad he's going to flip his bat. He's not even going to go back to pick it up. I'll have some bat boy go and do that. Good pitch. No out in front of it. Weird little physics on that one. Cano's like, I'll throw that there. Can't handle it even anymore. And Ahmed Rosario steps in, and he takes a strike. So back-to-back strikes for Burns here in the 7th. He's already got 3 on the game. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that one's ripped foul. So when they're making contact, they're not doing anything that's going to cause any damage. Craig Counsell likes that. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. That just misses, but a good pitch nonetheless for someone to try to chase. And it's 1-2. Yeah, for a leadoff guy, Rosario only batting .156 coming into today. Here's the 1-2, and that one's fouled away as well. So not what you'd expect from a leadoff man, but the manager is going to keep with him, and he grounds that one over to Hira. He's got that one easy, and there is a 3 up and 3 down inning for Corbin Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen, It's time.
So another good
for the
inning
traditional
by the
seventh
Brewers
inning
relief pitchers as we head to the stretch.
stretch.
Brewers still lead 2-1.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for New York, number 38, Justin Wilson.
Justin Wilson is going to make an appearance here for the 7th time this season. He's 1-0 on the season. Does have a 12.6 ERA. He's given up 7 earned runs already on the season. Last pitched on Saturday against the Nationals. Went an inning and a third. Struck out 1. Didn't give up any runs. And he faces Ryan Braun here in the 7th. And Braun takes a ball. See some scores at the bottom of your screen there. Pittsburgh takes care of the Cubs 4-2 at home. Here's the 1-0. That one's taken for a ball, 2-0. Dodgers take care of St. Louis, 3-2. And that one misses as well. It's 3-0. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Brewers were tied with the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Cubs, all with the similar 7-4 record coming into today. So, logjam at the top early on. There's a fastball that is a strike at 95, and Wilson's climbing his way back up in the count here. If you're just joining us late, Christian Yelich gets a solo home run back in the first. Ryan Braun, who's up to bat now, added on a sacrifice fly back in the 4th. And that one misses, and Braun is on base with a leadoff walk. Noah Syndergaard started this game for the Mets. He would lead in the 2nd with some arm discomfort. So we'll see later in the series what the results of that are. And Yoenis Cespedes score on the Rosario single back in the 5th, and that's how we got to our 2-1 result right now. As Narvaez steps in, he had a single his last at bat, and he takes a strike for an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch to Narvaez. He fights that one back, and it's 0-2. The Brewers, they get down in counts a lot, but, for how quickly they get down, they don't have a lot of strikeouts. They're very tough at the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled away as well. As a team, they've struck it out 82 times. That's the 3rd least in the majors. So that's good to see. 0-2 pitch to Narvaez. That misses away. That's 1-2. There's one aspect of the game that they might want to look at getting going. It might be their running game. Narvaez swings and misses. High fastball, and there's out number 1.
Now
Brewers have 6 stolen bases on the season. Unfortunately, Christian Yelich is the only one to have gotten those stolen bases. So, Brewers start struggling a little bit. Might try putting guys in motion as Brock Holt steps up to the plate. Takes a slider in there for a strike. It's 0-1. So lefty on lefty matchup here. Jed Jerko gets a day off here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Jerko fouls out and away. Heads up to Ed Cedar over there in the 3rd base coach's box. Almost brained him on that one. 0-2 pitch to Holt. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase that outside off-speed pitch. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Wilson.
Now batting, the shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
So, tough day for Brock Holt there. 0 for 3 on the day. He's got 2 strikeouts. But that'll make way for Orlando Arcia, who's 0 for 2. And there's a fastball that misses down, 1-0. So, Brewers at home haven't been scoring a ton of runs. They got a lot of runs against the Phillies, got a few against the Reds on Monday. And there's a strike that must have just got the bottom of the zone. It's 1-1. Looking to have a little spark here at home. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Arcia jams himself. And it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch is in there, called strike 3. So after a leadoff walk, Wilson strikes out the next 3, and after 7, Brewers still lead 2-1. So Craig Counsell is going to make a double switch here in the 8th. Let's see what he's planning to do here. Talking it over with Valentine there. And Corey Knebel is going to come in for the 8th.
Now pitching and batting in the 8th spot, number 46, Corey Knebel. Now playing shortstop and batting 9, number 2, Luis Uriel.
So the pitcher's spot was going to be due up first in the 8th. So Counsell makes the double switch as Knebel starts out J.D. Davis with a pitch that is going to be a fly out to left, and 1 pitch, 1 out
Number 6.
here in the 8th. So Knebel moves to the 8th spot. Luis Urias is in at shortstop. He'll lead off the next inning for the Brewers as Jeff McNeil steps into the box. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Brewers doing a good job of neutralizing him today. He's going to face the power pitcher here in Corey Knebel with 1 out in the 8th. Here's the pitch, and that's in the dirt. It's 1-0. Almost 22,000 here at Miller Park for this Thursday night game against the Mets. Good-sized crowd. It is the 50th anniversary for the Brewers, so they're going to be celebrating 70s night, or 70s week here. As there's a line drive to Holt, he's got it for out number 2. So the rest for Friday is Flashback Fridays, so they'll be wearing their 70s jerseys tomorrow night. They'll be back into their traditional uniforms the rest of the weekend, but Flashback Fridays is how they're doing it here this season. So you'll see the 70s jerseys, you'll see the 80s jerseys and the pinstripes. Here's the pitch to Alonso. That's right on the corner, 0-1. Get the 90s jerseys. They're commemorating like the 2000s, which is the most recent uniforms before these ones that the Brewers went to this season. But this game does not have those programmed in here. So kind of a weird thing. It'd be really easy just to add a jersey, but they decided that they don't have the bandwidth, so they have to take out jerseys to add jerseys. I guess that's the lesson here. 1-1 here on Alonso. Mets slugging first baseman. Pitch is outside. It's 2-1. Alonso in his second year led the league in home runs last year. First rookie ever to lead the league in home runs. 2-1 from Knebel, and that's ripped down the line for a base hit. Not even down the line, ripped through the hole. So Alonso's on with a 2-out hit. And I'll bring up Michael Conforto. Got a good pitch on the inner half of the plate. Just pushes it right past Brock Holt. And the Mets going to see what they can do with 2 outs here. Michael Conforto steps up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Singled is that last at bat. Good block by Narvaez, but Alonso's going to go. Throw down there is not in time, so that'll be a wild pitch on Knebel. And the Mets, just like that, have a runner in scoring position. Narvaez did a pretty good job of keeping that ball in front of him. You see it looked like it just bounced off his hand, and it just squirted away just enough. And Alonso's going to be safe at second base. So Knebel's going to work here with a runner in scoring position and the 5 batter here. As the fastball is at the top of the zone. It's 1-1. Brewer fans getting to their feet, making some noise here for their setup man. Trying to keep the lead here, bridge the gap here for Josh Hader. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's driven foul. So got away with that fastball on the inside part of the plate. Just a loud out. It's 1-2 here on the Mets right fielder. Let's see what Knebel's got for him here with 1-2. Here comes the pitch. That one's inside, 2-2. Came with the off speed, and yes, it is Corey Knebel who is pitching. Nice job, sir, bringing a sign, hoping that that guy would pitch in the game. Here comes the 2-2 to Conforto. Called strike 3, froze him on the inside fastball, and that will do it for the Mets in the 8th. So a 2-out single by Alonso. Wild pitch moves him over. Corey Knebel gets the strikeout, and the Brewers hold on to the 2-1 lead.
Now pitching for the Mets, number 29, Brad Brock.
So Brad Brock is going to come in for the 8th. He's going to try to hold it here at a 2-1 deficit for the Mets. 7th game of the season. He's 1-1. Pitched 7 innings, given up 5 runs, 1 home run. And Luis Urias is going to step in. He takes a strike. Urias still looking for his first hit as a Brewer. Has come in mostly in these double switch situations. He has walked once, so he has gotten on base. But Craig Counsell would really like to see him to start hit in these situations. So he can be an everyday player. Fouls that one back, and it's 0-2. Urias coming over in that trade with San Diego. Sent Zach Davies and Trent Grisham over to San Diego. 0-2 pitch is way outside. Gets past the catcher, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch to Urias. He hits that one up the middle, but Rosario is there. He'll make the play for the first out of the inning.
The center fielder, number 6.
And now bring up Lorenzo Cain. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out twice. Looking to get his bat back in order after his hitting streak was snapped in Cincinnati. Seth Lugo warming up in the Mets bullpen. And the pitch to Cain is in there for a strike. See there, Seth Lugo in the bullpen. Doing a little... just some tosses off the front of the mound, just in case he needs to come in here in the 8th, but hopefully in the 9th, as the Mets would like to think. Cain swings and misses. It's quickly 0-2. Two to 1, Brewers lead here, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. There's the 0-2, that misses up and in, 1-2. Yelich with his 3rd home run of the season. Ryan Braun getting his first RBI of the season with a sac fly back in the 4th. All the offense that's really been mustered up. Not a lot of hits in this one. Pitcher's duel once again. Here's the 1-2. Called. Strike 3. Cain goes down for the 3rd time tonight. All 3 of those looking.
Now batting.
There are 2 outs here in the 8th. Good pitch. Cain just not looking for that one. Natted himself more than anything. And Christian Yelich is up with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 8th. And he drives that one, but that's going to hook foul. Got a piece of that one, but just in front of it. Yelich has seen his average go down below 300. He was batting mostly in the 300s for the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses inside, 1-1. Well, the Brewers' offense is going to go through Christian Yelich in this middle top half of the order. So it's important that they get back on track after a rough game against Cincinnati. They've done it so far tonight. So Yelich fouls another one off, 1-2. Maybe not scoring a lot of runs, but if you got the most runs at the end of the game, that's all that matters. So they've been productive when it mattered, but still would like to get something going here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one is going to be down for a base hit. And Yelich has his 2nd hit of the game. Mets have retired 5 straight up to that point. And that's the first hit since the 4th inning that the Brewers have gotten. And they'll bring up Keston Hiura with 2 outs in the 8th. Here's 1 for 3. Had a double back in the 4th. Later would score on the Braun sacrifice fly. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So here, batting over 300. That's what you like to see out of your 3 batter here. It's going to be interesting where Counsell is going to place him in his order this season. He's making a lot of contact. Takes another strike. Could be, he's got the wheels. He could be a leadoff man. He could also bat 2nd. But 3rd seems to be a good spot for him. He's not going to hit for power, but he's going to make good contact. And he does have his fair share of home runs, but he's down on 3 straight strikes. And that will do it for the Brewers here in the 8th. Brewers do get a hit, but they strike out twice, and after 8, it's 2-1, and it's going to be Hader time.
Your attention, please.
Josh Hader is in for his 6th game of the season. He's coming in
71.
for the save, his 5th attempt. He's 4 for 4 already on the season, has not given up a run yet. Actually hasn't even given up a hit yet.
Leading off to the net.
He's going to face off Yoenis Cespedes to lead off the 9th here. 2-1 game. First pitch is in there for a strike, 95 at the knees. And Josh Hader's quickly up 0-1. Brewers making this one a quick one here tonight. 2-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one just misses up and in, and it's 1-1. Good pitch. Good one for someone to try to chase. But counts even at 1. Here's the pitch. Another one that's upstairs. That misses at 97. It's 2-1. Hader working quickly here. Long set. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Counts back to 2-2. 97 right on the inside corner. The only thing that pitch is going to do is create a bunch of toothpicks on the infield. Here comes the 2-2 to Cespedes. And that's a high fly ball. Kane's calling for it. He's underneath it. Plenty of room. And there's out number 1. So Cespedes got a good pitch. Just got underneath it a little bit. High fly ball. That's out number 1. That's going to bring up Jake Marisnick. He's 0 for 3 on the game. He has 2 strikeouts. Flew out to Yelich. That ended the threat back in the 6th. And here's the pitch. Slider right in there. 0-1. So good job by Josh Hader starting up on top of these Mets hitters. Marisnick getting a little more clarification from the home plate umpire. Here comes the 0-1. There's a little fister that goes to the back of a backstop. And Hader's quickly up 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 to Marisnick. Fouled one away. Heads up over there. Hot shot over into the crowd. Developers couldn't build in the netting to protect those fans. Here's the 0-2 once again. Swing and a miss. Tied him up on that slider. And there are 2 away here in the 9th. Mets down to their last out.
The catcher.
That will bring up Tomas Nido. Or Nido, however you want to say it. Getting the start here today. Here's the pitch. Way inside, and it's 1-0. So Nido getting the start here today. Wilson Ramos came off the DL just yesterday. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the catcher. There's a slider. Can't get underneath that, or on top of that one, rather. And it's 2-0. So Hader falling behind here on the Mets catcher. Pitcher spot due up next. So expect a pitch hitter there. 2-0 pitch. Nubs that one foul, and it's 2-1. So Hader trying to keep Nido off balance here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of that one. Trying to anticipate that fastball. Last strike. Fans coming to their feet. He's their 2-2. Foul away. We'll do it again. Two-two pitch. Brewers looking to secure this one. Snap that 2-game streak. Here's the pitch. Misses inside. Full count. Try to get him to tie himself up on that slider. Wouldn't bite. And Hader now has a full count pitch. 2 outs. Brewers with the 1-run lead. Let's see what he has in store. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Right at the knees. Called strike 3. And Josh Hader has his 5th save of the season. Freddie Peralta is going to get his 2nd win of the season. And the Brewers snap a 2-game skid. and win this one against the Mets 2-1. Kind of an awkward configuration. Avisail Garcia plays left field, so not sure why that happened. But the Brewers snap a little bit of a losing streak there. They're going to move to 8-4. Freddie Peralta is going to get his second win of the season. And a good team win by the Brewers once again. Not scoring a ton of runs, keeping games a little bit closer than some of the fans would like. But a win is a win. Freddie Peralta moves to 2-0. Syndergaard, he would give up the solo home run to Yelich, and then leave in the second with some arm discomfort. Hader with his 5th save of the season. And the Brewers take this one 2-1. Freddie Peralta, player of the game, 5 innings pitched, gave up just the 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, gave up the 1 run. But Christian Yelich gets his 3rd home run of the season. Castanera adds on a double. Garcia gets another hit. He extends his hitting streak. And the Brewers are at the top of the division, and they take the first of this 4-game series against the New York Mets. So that is going to do it for us here in Milwaukee. A great win by the Brewers. They do it again tomorrow night. It's going to be 70s Flashback Friday for everybody. And it'll be Adrian Hauser versus Marcus Stroman. Stroman 0-1 on the season. Adrian Hauser, he's 1-0. And should be a good matchup once again. So, once again from Milwaukee, Brewers take this one 2-1. Thank you everyone who joined. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll talk to you and see you soon.